What if that stretch your dog does the moment they see you is actually one of the most emotionally loaded things they do? Most owners assume it's just their dog waking up or loosening their muscles. But animal behaviorists see it completely differently. That stretch is a deliberate act directed specifically at you. And how you respond either deepens your bond or slowly signals to your dog that you are not paying attention. Let's start with what it actually means. 1. They only do this for people they truly love. Have you ever noticed that your dog doesn't do this with everyone who walks through that door? Think about it. The delivery person, a distant relative, even friends who visit regularly. Your dog greets them, sure, but that full body stretch directed right at them, it almost never happens. And that is not a coincidence. Animal behaviorists call this the greeting stretch, and what makes it remarkable is how selective dogs are with it. Studies on canine social behaviour show that dogs reserve this gesture almost exclusively for individuals they share a deep emotional bond with. What is actually happening in that moment is your dog is making themselves completely vulnerable in front of you, stretching the full body out, exposing the belly, loosening every muscle. That is not something a dog does around someone they are unsure about. That is something they only do when they feel completely at peace with who is standing in front of them. And here is the part that will stay with you. The reason they do this specifically when they see you, and not just randomly throughout the day, tells you something even deeper about what you mean to them. We will get to that in the final topic, and it'll entirely shift your perspective towards your dog. 2. Your dog is actually asking you for something. What if that stretch is not just a greeting, but a request? And what if you have been turning it down without even knowing it? When your dog drops their front legs low, raises their rear end and holds that position in front of you, animal behaviorists have a specific name for it: the play bow. And unlike the greeting stretch, which signals emotional connection, the play bow is your dog opening a negotiation. They are not just happy to see you, they are asking you to engage, right now, on their terms. Research on dog communication shows that the play bow is one of the most consistent and deliberate signals in canine body language. Dogs use it not just to initiate play, but to make their intentions crystal clear. It is their way of saying, I am not being aggressive, I am not anxious, I just really want you to be present with me right now. And every time you walk past it without responding, your dog registers that. What makes this even more interesting is that dogs repeat the play bow when they feel ignored. They will do it again, maybe add a little bark, maybe nudge you with their nose. They are just trying to find a way to make you understand something they cannot say out loud. So the next time your dog drops into that position in front of you, stop what you are doing. Even 30 seconds of engagement tells your dog everything they need to know about whether you are really there with them or just physically in the room. And hey, if any of this is making you see your dog differently, hit like and subscribe so we can get this to every dog owner who deserves to know what love really looks like through their dog's eyes. 3. Your dog is warming up specifically for you. What if your dog's body is literally preparing itself the moment it sees you? Not because they just woke up, not because they needed a good stretch, but because you specifically triggered a physical response in them. Here is what is actually happening beneath the surface. When your dog sees you, their brain releases a rush of anticipatory excitement. Their muscles tighten with that burst of emotion, and their body's immediate response is to stretch it all out so they can actually meet that excitement with movement. Think of it like a sprinter on the starting blocks before a race. The stretch is not the finish line. It is the preparation for everything that comes next. What makes this fascinating is that dogs are remarkably tuned to routine and association. If your dog knows that your arrival typically means a walk, playtime, or even just your full attention, their body starts preparing for that activity the second they recognize you. It is completely automatic. Their nervous system is firing before you have even said a single word to them. This also explains why the stretch tends to be more dramatic after you have been gone for a few hours versus just stepping out briefly. The longer the absence, the bigger the anticipatory build-up, and the more pronounced that full body stretch becomes when you finally walk back in. Your dog's body is essentially saying, I have been waiting, and now I am ready. 4. The stretch that tells you something is wrong. What if the stretch you have been reading as a greeting is actually your dog trying to tell you they are hurting? The difference between the two is something most owners never learn to spot. Dogs are biologically wired to hide pain and discomfort. It is an instinct rooted in survival. A dog that shows weakness in the wild becomes a target. So what you get instead of obvious signs of pain is subtle, repeated behaviour that looks completely normal on the surface. A stretch that happens a little too often. A stretch that looks slightly stiff or effortful. A stretch that your dog does immediately after getting up, and then again a few minutes later without any real trigger. Veterinary experts point to something called the prayer position as one of the most commonly missed warning signs in dogs. It looks almost identical to a playbow, front legs extended forward, rear end up. But instead of loose and wiggly, the dog is still. Instead of bright eyes and an eager expression, they look uncomfortable, sometimes even confused. This position is often a response to abdominal pain or digestive discomfort, and owners walk past it every single day, thinking their dog just wants to play. If you notice your dog stretching repeatedly, especially in the prayer position, and without the usual energy that follows, do not brush it off. Your dog cannot call for help. That stretch might be the closest thing to it. 5. What your dog really feels when you come home. Remember back in number 1 when we said that the reason your dog stretches specifically when they see you, and not just randomly throughout the day, would tell you something even deeper about what you mean to them. This is that moment. Here is what the science actually shows. When your dog sees you walk through that door, their brain releases a surge of oxytocin, the exact same bonding hormone that floods a mother's brain the moment she sees her child. Researchers at Azabu University in Japan found that the human and dog bond activates oxytocin loops in both species simultaneously. You look at your dog, and their oxytocin rises, and yours follows. It is a biological feedback loop of mutual attachment that we used to think was exclusive to human relationships. So when your dog stretches the moment they see you walk in, what you are witnessing is not just a physical act. It is the visible expression of a brain that just got flooded with love. Their body cannot contain what they feel, so it has to move. It has to open up. It has to stretch toward you. Every single time your dog has done this and you smiled and walked past it, you walked past one of the purest expressions of love any living creature can offer. Now you know what it really means. Do not walk past it again.